Hello everyone, welcome to the first session of second chapter of history for class 9. As we have completed one chapter from history, that is first chapter, the French Revolution. And today we'll study the second chapter, Socialism in Europe and the Russian Revolution. As we know, we have completed the first chapter, the French Revolution. As I said, the French Revolution was one of the inspirational, or you can say motivational revolution. This revolution motivated lots of European other countries who were under the colonial power. Now today we'll read the Russian revolutions. Now let's see what happens in the Russian revolution. In the previous chapter we have read about the powerful ideas of freedom and equality that circulated in Europe after the French Revolution. You know, the French Revolution opened up the possibility of creating a dramatic change in way in which a society was structured. That means this French revolutions gave a path, gave a lessons that there is nothing impossible. This French revolution made possible the things which was unexpected in Europe. This French revolutions has brought many changes in Europe. Many other countries in Europe, they got inspired, they got motivated from these revolutions. They thought that if the French revolutions in France got democratic, or you can say the freedom, why not we? The people, what they thought that we also can do it. So that is the reason the people started revolting in their country, because they were motivated from this revolution. As you know, or as we have already read, before the 18th century, society was broadly divided into states, the first stage, second stage, and third stage. And it was the aristocracy and church which controlled economic and social power at the time. In France, the aristocracy and the church, they were in the power. Suddenly after the revolution, after this French revolution, it seemed possible to change this. In many parts of the world, including Europe and Asia, new ideas about individual rights and who controls social power began to be discussed. Even in India, the Raja Ram Mohan Roy Desroger talked of the significance of the French Revolution. The development in the colonies in turn reshaped these ideas of societal change. That means somehow this France brought lots of change in Europe, which was not possible. That this French Revolution proved that yes, everything is possible. The thing is that you should try. Now, if we look in Europe, not everyone wanted change. You know, always like in a group, even in a friend circle, if you discuss something, if you try to plan something, somehow one or two friends are there, no, nah, that, they're always like somehow poking you, isn't it? Making your plan fail. Same here in Europe. Here also, not everyone wanted a complete transformations. Responses varied from those who accepted that some change was necessary but wished for a gradual shift. As we read in French Revolution, the society was divided into three states: first state, second state, and third stage. Now, in this chapter, in this Russian revolutions, we'll read about the three group of people. One conservative, another liberal, and another radical. Now, who are this group of people? Who is this conservative, radical, and liberal? Okay, now before going to this radical, liberal, and conservative, now the very important thing is to know is what do you mean by socialism? Why the topic is socialism in Europe? What was the reason? What is this socialism mean? It is what socialism means. It's a political and economic theory of social organization. Listen carefully. Socialism is a political and economic theory of social organizations which advocates that the means of production, distribution, and exchange should be owned or regulated by community as a whole, not not an individual. That means socialism means the productions, whatever the productions, distributions, or exchange should be owned and regulated by the community as a whole, not individual. So this is socialism. Socialism never favor individualism. Socialism always favor as a whole or a community. We will look briefly at some of the important political traditions of the 19th century and see how they influenced change. Then we will focus on one historical event in which there was an attempt at a radical transformation of society. Through the revolution in Russia, socialism became one of the most significant and powerful ideas to shape society in the 20th century. Now, in 20th century, what happened? This socialism, that means a community system, became one of the most significant and powerful ideas to shape. Now, let's see how this socialism will work in this Russia. Now, before that, we'll discuss about liberal, radical, and conservative. Now, who are these liberal? Now, liberal, what they wanted a nation which can respect and tolerate all religion. Liberal, they wanted a nation which can respect and tolerate all type of religion. They opposed on control power of dynastic rulers. That means they were against the dynastic rulers. They wanted an elected parliamentary government and safeguard the right of the individual against government. They were not Democrats. Why they were not Democrats? Because they were not in favor of universal adult franchise and felt men of property should have right to vote but not for women. Now liberal, now see, they are saying in one side they are talking like a democratic and one side they are not talking like democratic now. One side they are saying they wanted a nations where all type of religions should be respect or tolerate, but they oppose on control dynasties ruler. Now we can see over here they wanted they wanted a nations where all religions could be tolerated. They oppose on control policies or power of dynastic. They hated dynastic, we can say monarchy rule. They wanted an elected parliamentary government and safeguard the right of the individual against government, but they were not Democrats. Why they were not Democrats? Because they were not in favor of universal adult franchise. Universal adult franchise means one person, one vote. They felt, that means the liberal, they felt that the man who have property should have right to vote, but here they did not give right to women. So here we can say liberal is not a Democrats. Now another, radicals. They wanted a nation in which government is based on majority of country's population. They were in favor of existence of private property but don't want concentration of people in few hands. Now see the radical. They wanted a nations in which government is based on majority or country population. That means they wanted a government where, like you can say in India, government is formed in a majority of a country's population. Whichever the public we vote, whichever the political party wins in majority, they form a government. And same radical also want a government based on a majority of a country populations. They were in favor of existence of private property. They were in favor of existence of private property, but the thing is that they don't want concentration of people in few hands. They don't want property only in few hands. They were not against the private property, but they were against the property because they don't want this property to be only in few hands. Another, conservative. Now who is this conservative? Now conservative means orthodox side. They wanted a nation which resists change. They wanted nations which resist change, but later by 19th century they opened their mind to need for change. First in 18th century, this conservative, they were against the change. They don't want any change. But slowly and slowly in 19th century what happened, they opened up their mind and they thought that yes, there should be change. They, beside that, they also want to respect past. They want change, but they want the past should be respect. Not only that, they want the change should be very, very slow. Now see, there are radical, liberal and conservative, they have their own theory, isn't it? If we talk about liberal, they were totally against the dynastic rule. They want the nations to be tolerated with all religions, secularism type, isn't it? They want public individual rights to be protected by the government, isn't it? But they were against the universal adult franchise. They were not allowed to vote. That means those who don't have property were not allowed to vote, and even the women were not allowed to vote. And radical. Now you see radical also. Now see, they formed a government in a majority in a country populations, but even they exist, that is they tolerated the private property, but not in a few hands. So that means they don't want property, individual property in a few hands. They want property should be for everyone. Now conservative. Now see these people, conservative people. They said no, we don't want change. And in 19th century they opened up their mind. They thought no, we should also walk according to the generations, upcoming generations. So they thought we need to also change. But their terms and condition was that the past should be respect, and what was that another one? The change should be very slow. They don't want change in a fast process. They thought like if the change goes very fast, the past will not be respected. So that is the reason they want the past should be respected and the change should be very, very slow. Hope guys you understood till here. So for today, for the first session, we'll do till here. On the next session again we'll meet industrial society and social change. We'll do the upcoming topics. Okay, till then take care, stay safe, bye.